Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a car video. It's my next hobby, or my other hobby. It's my Corvette. I'm uncovering it, getting it ready for the season to drive it because it's getting warmer here in Pennsylvania. And I thought, why not do a video about it? I've been always asked, by friends and family, what kind of modification you have on your Corvette, and I don't recall what I did to it. I did a lot to it, of course. I've been having it from 2006. So I said, why not take the opportunity and use this video to, document all the modification add-ons I did to my Corvette. So with no further ado, let's have a look and see what we got here. Okay, so let's walk through this. So the best way to do it is go through what I have done under the hood, and then walk from the outside, see what I've done outside, and then the interior. Before I do so, I just wanted to give a couple of some data facts about the Corvette. This is the one I have. So this is a 2005. This is a C5 Corvette, which is the 5th generation. These were were released in 1997 to 2004, which is the 5th generation Corvettes. They came in the coupe, which is the one I have, with the color of quicksilver, as you see. And then they had the convertible one. And then, of course, they had the Z06. It is a 5.7 liter engine. It's the LS1 engine. And then they have the Z06, which was the LS6 engine. And that, I think, ran for a 385 horsepower versus a 350 horsepower, which is what I have. The other thing also, I believe the Z06 started in 2001 to 2004. Compared to the coupe and convertible, they've been available from 1997. So that's a couple of things. Of course, also another thing I want to add before I go further is I'm going to mention a lot of C6, which is the 6th generation Corvettes, and they are also they were released in 2005 up to 2013. Also, they had a Z06 version of the C6, which is a 6th generation Corvettes. And the reason I mentioned that because I have some add-ons or modification done on my Corvette where I use parts from the 6th generation on my 5th generation. I just want to make sure when I use the lingo C6 versus C5 for individuals who are not familiar with the Corvettes, at least they understand what am I talking about. So with no further ado, let's have a look under the hood. So let's start with the performance parts. What I have from a performance, not much I have done here performance-wise, but I have done a couple things, which I don't know what kind of horsepower and real torque I have gained from them, but I know when I started stock, I did a dyno on this car, and I got 333 horsepower and 430 real torque on this car. So I might, if I have the chart, I might attach it at the end of the video. So the first thing I did is I replaced the intake. I put a Vararam intake, they call it, with the air dam bridge. So this is all an upgrade. This is pretty much giving me more air into the vehicle, into the engine, right? And I moved the MAF, the mass airflow, from the front to the back. So the way the Vararam takes it from here. So the air comes in, pushes in from the front, and forces its way into the engine, because you want more air into the engine. More air translates to more horsepower, making the lingo simple. So that's one of the upgrades I did. And of course, I did also program the PCM, which is the computer of the car, to accommodate for all these modifications, the performance ones at least. So like I said, I will be curious to dyno the car now and see what gains I have got. Another thing I did also, if you can see the shiny stuff in there, I don't know if I can point at it, but it's right here. Yep, this silvery, yellowish silvery thing. Yep. So this is I upgraded the the exhaust system. I put a Borla long tube exhaust along with the cat eyes. When I say cat eyes, or the exhaust part, which is at the bottom here. Sorry for the glare. So that's what it looks like at the end. So yeah, this is all the manifold, boiler manifold with the long tube and the exhaust part. So that's another modification. I think that will be considered a performance modification. Some cosmetic stuff I did here is I put these covers, chrome covers. I think they look nice wherever I could. I also put the battery cover under that lid there. The one I'm tapping on here. Yep, I put that there too to cover the battery. It makes it look neater, cleaner. The other things I did also, I did put these kind of rubbers, sealers, you know, just to keep the vehicle sealed from water and from air, because you know you want the air to be inside the vehicle. So all this, I did this one too, all the stuff. Another thing I did is a DIY. I replaced the black plastic pins they use to hold that insulation under the hood with these chrome pins. I think they look much better like that. The future modification I'm going after now for this year, hopefully, is I want to clean up this, clean up the the whiteness you see here from the heat, and then paint the logo, the Corvette logo. Other couple of things I would like to do is paint those, buy the painted parts for these fenders to match the color of the car. I think it'll give it a much aggressive look. So a couple of things I want to do inside from a cosmetic standpoint. Another thing I also included here as a modification, I wouldn't consider anything for performance, just something nice to have. That oil catch can, I added that to catch extra oil. And I usually empty it once every year. It actually functions the way it's supposed to. So that's another good modification I think I added there. Another modification I added, of course you can see it, is I added the auto start for the vehicle, which is part of the key fob. So if I press the key fob twice, the car will auto start by itself. Of course these cars never came with auto start, so I have that. I had to tap into the computer system of the vehicle and program the key fob to acknowledge this and bypass certain security protocols to allow me to use that feature, which I find is very handy sometimes when it's kind of chilly out there. You could turn on the car from a remote, just like you do for new cars. So just a couple of things. Another thing I have, which also you can see, I have performance spark plugs used here in my engine. So that's another modification. So I think that's pretty much, if I'm not missing anything, most of the things I did. Of course, I upgraded to the screws, the chrome screws, instead of the plastic pins everywhere you see. Another thing I also did is, let me see if I can get to it. Oh, the windows are all tinted, as you can see, all of them. So that's another modification. Another thing I have, of course, the lights is my next topic I want to talk about. Couple of modifications here I did, of course. I took off all the halogen lights in my vehicle, that cheap bulbs, and I replaced them with white LED lights. First of all, they look much, much better, as you can tell. Both the fog lights, they are LEDs. I also have the side lights, as you can see here, they are LEDs and they are white. They look much, much nicer. And of course, I upgraded my front lights, as you can see here, with that low riser lights, which have also LEDs in them. And they also have angel eyes. And what I mean by angel eyes is as follows. When I hit the blinkers, let's see if I can get it to work without turning the car on. We'll use the hazard lights. I think that would be a better way to go after it. Guess we need to turn the car on. sorry for the loud noise. I had to turn the car on to show you to kick in the blinkers. So as you see, that's what they look like, which I think much better look than the stock Corvette light that you have on a stock Corvette. And then again, they call them low risers headlights. They are custom made for the Corvette, for my generation Corvettes. Again, I have a video posted for that. I just wanted to give a quick look on that. So that's another modification I did for the Corvette. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is a 2001 Corvette. Just wanted to make sure I bring this up. Another thing I want to bring up is, like I said, so these are all the lights from. The other thing I upgraded also is the halogen, the suspension of the vehicle. And here were another, by the way, another LED light here, white LED. Like I said, everything is replaced with white LED lights. So let me get back to the suspension. The suspension of my vehicle has been upgraded to the C6 Z06 suspension. If you recall, I did mention what's the difference between a C5 and a C6. 5th generation, 6th generation. And the years they were released. So what I did, I took the stock shocks, sway bars, and end links on my Corvette, and I replaced them with the C6 Z06 shocks, sway bars, and end links. So I did that. So that will give it more stiffness and better turn on cornering and things like that. And keep in mind, the Z06 is known for, it's known for the racing part of the racing Corvette, I guess. So if you want to race with Corvettes, usually you grab a Z06 or a ZR1. So that's another upgrade I did. The other thing I also did, which you cannot see, is under the chassis of the car, the transmission tunnel, I upgraded the plate. There's usually a plate there, very thin plate. I put a 3/4 plate with insulation on both sides. That way it gives the car more tightness, it holds the car better, and it of course protects it from the heat from the transmission into the cockpit of the car. So that's an upgrade too I did. Let's get to the wheels, since I'm pointing at the wheels. From a wheel standpoint, as you can tell, the Corvette comes with the magnesium alloy wheel, aluminum wheels or the magnesium alloy wheels. They come with a 5-spoke. They look like chromish kind of style wheels, and they come usually 17 inches, 18 inches on a coupe or a Corvette or a convertible. So as you can tell, I kept the same size, but I changed them to black wheels. Sorry, they're a bit dusty because it's been covered for a while. So I upgraded them to black wheels, which I think will give it a more aggressive look compared to with the Quicksilver. They complement each other. So I think that's a nice look to it too. Another upgrade I did is I changed all the stock rotors and the brake pads to performance brake pads, ceramic brake pads, and slotted rotors for better heat dissipation when you hit the brakes. Another thing, this car of course is automatic with a 4-drive. It's not a manual. So that's something I want to bring up too. So same thing goes for the rear, of course. Black wheels with slotted rotors and performance ceramic brake pads. The other thing I did here also, I did actually modify the fender here to accommodate the rear air duct, which actually cools the rear brakes. And this is what's found on the Z06. Because I guess, from going fast, you hit the brakes, they get so hot, you need that air to cool them out. So I did actually modify, and they are functional. They are not those sticky ones that you buy for the coupe or the convertible. I actually did modify my fender to accommodate for these. And if you look down there, you could see the duct coming out from the wheel fender and looping behind to the brakes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's over there when I'm pointing my finger. So that's where the air comes in and cools down the calipers and the brakes. So that's another modification I did outside. So walking around the car, let's keep walking around, see what else I did. Like I said, I'm playing by memory here. Again, I keep mentioning everything is LEDs. There's no more halogens. I did actually painted that black. So usually this is blonde. There's nothing there. Just indentation to show Corvette. So I did paint it to make it look better. I thought having that black look is much better. Also, I replaced the red halogen light, third brake light, with the white LED light, which I think complements the car. The other thing I did also is I did paint the fender, the bumper at the bottom of it black, which definitely gives it a much better look, in my opinion, and complements it with those Bolla exhaust, chrome exhaust, and that chrome Corvette logo plate. So these are all additions. They are mostly cosmetic additions. Again, here the rear lights are LEDs, of course, and of course I have the rear lights are also LEDs. These are modified lights, and I have a video posted on those. I also have a rear view camera, if you see it here, which is linked to my 7-inch touch screen inside, which is a Kenwood, which we'll get to that later. Again, these are all cosmetic upgrades. Here we have the XM series antenna, which is also wired to the 7-inch Kenwood touchscreen. So these are some of the modifications from the outside. I'm trying to just make sure I captured most of it. So that concludes this part here. Now let's hop in from the inside and see what we got in there. Now going on the inside, I upgraded the door sills. As you can see, I put those illuminated Corvette logo door sills, replacing those black sticky matte, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they call even. So I replaced them with these nice lit Corvette logo sills. So they open, they lit when the car is open, and you know, when you close the car, they go off. And of course, the way I did them is, you know, I just use a 3M tape and I fish the wire in there. Of course, you see the wire here, unfortunately, but the best I could do. And you fish it all under here, and it just, I tapped into one of my powers in there, and that's how it works. Again, another way I could do it, maybe drill a hole in here and fish the wire through here, but for now it looks fine. I like it the way it is. Of course, I have the Corvette mats, if you want to call that an upgrade. Same with the trunk too. Like I said, the interior lights are all LEDs, as you can tell, white LEDs. Whatever light you see here is white LEDs. Same goes for the trunk. We have the Corvette matte logo. And here where the trunk, you can take the Targa top and you slide it in here, locks in place, and then you could use it as a convertible. Again, another quick modification here. I put these seals with these chrome screws instead of those plastic, black screws, not plastic, sorry, black screws. I replaced them with chrome. I think it gives it a better look to it. Again, all lights are LED lights, as you can tell. So that goes for the trunk, nothing much there. So now we go back to the inside. So the inside part. So let's start here. So first of all, I did the upholstery, but I am not done with this project. I think my seats are left. These are still stock seats. They are the sport version seats of the Corvette. I have them. These are an upgrade. They're not the regular ones, so they're like what they call them, cup seats or whatever they call them. But yeah, they are the sporty ones. And the doors, I didn't upgrade anything here yet, other than the lighting. But the intention is I want to leather part of it. I don't know which part, the top or the bottom. What I mean by leathering, I want to complement this. So if you see here, I have the steering wheel upgraded to the C7 Corvette. And now the C7 is the 7th generation Corvettes. So I took the steering wheel and I did the upholstery, not myself, of course, with a professional. And I did this white silver stitches to match the color of the car with the black leather. And using the steering wheel, I replaced the stock steering wheel with this one. So I think that's a very nice look to it. I also replaced the console, the whole console, if you can tell, with leather and white silver stitches, sorry, and not white, to complement the car color. Same with the pillars, the A-pillars, as you can see, they all stitched with leathering everywhere. Same goes here. the driver's side. And the knee bolster is also same thing, they're all leathered. Same with the center console. It's all leathered up, as you can see here, and same goes here. So that's all leathered up. So that's another modification I did. Of course, it's not completed yet. The next iteration of it, or the phase 2 of it, will be doing the seats. I want to replace the stock leather on the seats. As you can tell, this is a 2001 car, so we're talking about 20 years now. So you can see the cracks in the leather. And don't get me wrong, there's no cuts or anything like that. It's still functional. But, you know, why not, right? And same thing with the doors. And that pretty much concludes that upgrade I'm planning to finish. The other thing I did also here is I added heated seats. If you notice here, there are 2 buttons, heated seats for the driver and the passenger sides. So I added those myself. And this is what I mentioned. If you click this switch twice here, the unlock button, it'll turn the car on automatically, remotely, I mean. The inside here, nothing crazy here. I did add actually a USB ports, 2 USB ports, to be able to, you know, listen to things on my 7-inch Kenwood screen, and at the same time I can use it for charging purposes. Another idea I had, since I had the room for it, I didn't do it yet, to maybe put a wireless pad where I can put the phone in here and it'll charge wirelessly. So that's something I'm exploring. I'm just trying to find the right thickness of the wireless pad, and then I can tap into the USB ports, and then I just put the phone in there to charge wirelessly. But I gotta ensure that the heat from the transmission, which is below, doesn't impact that. So that's more work. I'm researching that part, but that could be a future modification. So let's keep talking about the interior, where most of it is done here. The other thing I did, which you cannot see also, I soundproofed the vehicle. And what I mean by I soundproofed it, the door panels have been ripped apart and I put soundproofing material, and I ripped the whole interior. And when I say rip, I took the chairs off, the front console, the center console, the bottom of it, everywhere, the carpeting everywhere, the trunk too, emptied the car, and then I soundproofed, put a layer of soundproofing material, and then I put back everything on. So this car is soundproof compared to a regular Corvette. Again, you still hear the noise, of course, especially with an upgraded exhaust. There's no way you're not going to hear anything. But just want to mention that a soundproofing material has been embedded there. So that's something there too. Another thing also I did add, like I said, in here, I have a USB, another USB port, okay, connected to the touch screen. So I could use that too to charge and listen to things through USB. And the glove box, nothing upgraded here other than the LED light. It's white in color. So that's that there, simple as that. I also have the mic over here. The mic used to, where is it? There we go. This is the mic to use the phone. Don't touch the phone pretty much, and linked here with the Bluetooth. I also have my GPS antenna over there in the corner. So I could use, Google Maps or whatever I need on my touchscreen. And of course, this one has the upgrade. This vehicle came with the upgraded HUD, the head-up display. Meaning I could see on the windshield the speed, the RPM, the gas, the blinkers, so on and so forth. So it has that modification. So that's another thing. The Corvettes come, at least these models, they come with the Bose speakers. I kept them stock so far. I'm happy with the quality of them. People upgrade those things. I didn't see the need. I need to do that. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But for now, I'm very happy with them. The other thing I upgraded here, just to point it out, I did on the sun visor on the driver's side. I did upgrade that, and I put a 3-button programmable buttons where I could use them. I use them for garage door openers, control some lights in the garage, and so on and so forth. So I programmed them so I could press this button, the garage door will open. I press this, it'll turn on or off the light. I press this one again, it'll close the garage door. And this is a blank. I could use it for if I have another car garage or whatever the case is. So I have this option here, 3 options. So again, this is an upgrade. Same thing goes for the mirrors. They're all upgraded with LED lights. Here as you can tell, well, okay, the car is off, so I don't know if you can see it, but these are LED lights. Let me put this back here. So what else to talk about? I'm trying to remember what else I did. So comes to the next topic I want to bring up is the 7-inch touchscreen. This is a Kenwood. I think it's a 2020 model or the 2019 model. I actually installed it very recently, but my years are all blended together now because of the coronavirus. Unfortunately, I can't recall if I did this in 2019, end of 2019 or beginning of 2020. But regardless, it's the newest model at that time. So this one comes, let's crank in the engine a bit just to show you a couple of things. Sorry about the noise, it's going to be very loud. So this is the XL1 Garmin. It's a 2019, so I stay corrected. So the vehicle comes. So it comes with navigation, with the whole thing. Auto Android, mirroring. Sorry, I had to turn the car off. It's too loud to talk over the sound of the exhaust. But back to this, as you could see from the snap period that I had it on, it's a 2019 Kenwood, of course. It comes with a lot of features in it. Like I said, the navigation system, the phone mirroring, the auto Android, and many other features. Of course, the rear view camera, and so on and so forth. It actually has the option also to modify, which I'm thinking about doing, is to add a front camera. You could do that. It has the output for that camera and the wiring system to do it. All I just need is to buy that camera and then run the wire from the front to the system. It also has the option also to add a dash camera, the front dash camera, meaning you buy a camera where you add it to the windshield here, and you tap into this Kenwood, which has another option there too, where it records when you park the car, if somebody hit your car or whatever the case is. And that dash camera actually has other features where it controls depending on the car computer system, which I don't know if the 2001 is advanced enough to accommodate that feature, but it can also control the cars in front of you, means it will allow you to brake at a certain time, and so on and so forth. But anyway, some options that the Kenwood can accommodate for. Other options also, but I know that 2001, I can't do it for the 2001. It also has options where you could tie the performance of the car into the Kenwood, meaning you could see the torque, for example, the oil pressure, the battery, how is the battery doing, and so on and so forth. So you could tie that into the Kenwood. So you could see them all in the Kenwood. There's like a dashboard on the Kenwood where it shows you all the parameters of the car, the performance parameters of the car. But unfortunately, with the 2001, the computer system was not built to accommodate, to open that feature for devices like that. So that will not be an option to do for this car at least. But the Kenwood can accommodate that. So I mean, it's a nice system. If you're interested in this Kenwood system, I would recommend definitely. Now, to install it, it's not hard to install. I think the install took me 1 hour to do. I mean, if you know your car very well, so I'm very familiar with my car. You just have to buy the right wiring harness. So you get the Kenwood, you get your wiring harness that's applicable for your car, which I got to the Corvette one or the Chevy OEM. And then I just map the wires, the different color wiring for what they do, and all went smooth. Of course, I also have HD radio. I can watch movies on it, and so on and so forth. Now, the tricky part, of course, which took most of the work, is modifying the center console. Now, in the Corvette, if you know the Corvettes very well, the C5th generation, the 5th generation Corvettes, they came with a 1.5 dim size area for having the radio system and the stereo system. So as you know, this is a 2 dim. So usually, if you want to upgrade your C5 Corvettes, you either have to put a 1 dim or 1.5 dim. But nothing comes with 1.5 dim. they already come with one dim or a two dim. If you want to, if you have to buy then the mechanism to accommodate the one dim. So in my case, since I want to go for the two dim, as you see here, I had to actually modify the center console. I had to take this out, cut it, bring it down, bring the HVAC system down, and then re-upholstery it with leather and so on and so forth. That way I could be able to put the two dim system in there. Now, the 6th generation Corvette onwards, and the 7th and now the 8th, they all come with a two dim system. So this would have been a breeze, meaning you take the stock system out and you push your the new system in, and you just, as long as you have the right wiring done, you pretty much are golden. But for the, of course, 5th generation and older, unfortunately, you have to do something what I did. But regardless, it ended up to be, in my opinion, well done, and I'm happy with the results. So definitely something I would recommend individuals to do if they have this car. But I believe, I think I ran through all the modes I wanted to run through. Hopefully I did not forget any. I'm sure there are other modes that doesn't come to my mind right now. Like I said, this car has been in my possession from 2006. So that's almost 15 years. So, I mean, I've been tinkering with it for a while now. But I think I most probably mentioned the most exciting ones. Unfortunately, I did not record most of them when I was doing the work. And if I do, I will be posting them in the future as I go through my files and see what I have to share people what I went through doing certain modification. But that's pretty much what I have so far to share with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the review of the Corvette while I'm uncovering it, getting it ready for driving it around in the warmer weather. Like I said, I did my best to run over most of the modification I did, and the add-ons, both the interior and the exterior and the performance part of it. I will definitely post some of the items where I bought them from, if I could recall, of course. Like I said, there are things I've done years ago, but if I have any information to share with enthusiastic individuals who have Corvettes and like to do some mods, I'll be happy to share them in the description. So if I have them, I will share them. If I don't, I apologize for that, but I'm very much open to answer questions the way I did things, whatever I can recall, of course. But at the end of the day, I really hope you enjoyed this quick overview of the Corvette. Like I always say, if you do so, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and thank you for supporting the channel. And I definitely will have future videos coming up for the Corvette as we approach the summer. Like I said, I have a couple of projects I'm planning to do. One of them I mentioned is under the hood, some cosmetic work I need to do there. And then the other one I'm thinking to go after this year, hopefully, is upgrading the calipers of the stock calipers that I have right now with red calipers coming off a C7 Corvette, which is the 7th generation Corvette. I'm sure you can look them online what they look like, but they definitely will give that the next phase look to my vehicle once I put them. They're going to be red in color. So that is the two major projects I'm going after this year, is updating the calipers front and rear to the C7 Corvette ones, of course, which would require me to put new wheels on it, which I will stick with black wheels, of course, and of course under the hood cosmetic upgrades. So I'm going to wrap it up now. Again, thank you again for watching and listening to me talk about the car. And again, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and see you in another video about what other things I'm going to do to the Corvette. And thank you.